Okay. Many wonder how the universe was created, and the what researchers have found was due to the Big Bang. Now everybody has their disbeliefs on whether or not that is true, but I mean the universe was created in some type of way, so why not go with the evidence that you have that it could have been the Big Bang? Now, what is the Big Bang? It is a theory supported from scientists that the universe began with an explosion which caused the expansion that occurred. Oh, just stop.
Hi. We're talking about the Big Bang. The Big Bang is how the universe started. Everything starts from somewhere, right? Some people may be like, it just came here. That's not the case. Okay. It is an idea that a mysterious whatever came out of nowhere, and we got stars, planets, galaxies, all that kind of good stuff. It started with the Big Bang, and it expanded from a very hot and dense initial condition. So this is like, we couldn't live in this. This is how we all started. This is where we came from. This is where everything came from. The earth. This is how life. This is life. Okay? That's crazy. But yeah, it is. Next slide. The universe began 13.7 billion years ago. That's a long time. It took a lot to get everything in place with the atoms and the cooling down and the galaxies and stars forming, because they didn't just come out of nowhere. That stuff had to form. Next slide. Next slide. Albert Einstein. He contributed to the discovery of the Big Bang. His problem was gravitational attractions would cause the universe to collapse. The solution that he found was addition of the I can't say this word.
Cosmological.
Thank you. Constant to the general theory created an anti-gravitational effect. And the result was
You gonna read that? Preservation of the eternal static universe. You suck.
fun fact. Check it out. Okay. Atoms form specifically from hydrogen and its isotopes with a small amount of helium. The early universe was about 75% hydrogen and 25% helium. It's still almost the same today, almost. And as you see, here's a diagram showing the hydrogen and the helium and the atoms and the protons and neutrons and electrons. Okay. George Latimer. He was one of the first people to discover the Big Bang. He knew that the Earth was an expanding universe, and he knew that galaxies should be retreating at a velocity proportional to their distance from us. And this was in 1927. So that's crazy. That's impressive. Smart people. And he proposed a compact that said primeval atom or cosmic egg that exploded. The Big Bang, explosion, expand. It all is there. Expanded and evolved into the universe as we see it today. Galaxies, stars, moons, all that kind of good stuff. Next. Okay. Einstein came up with 10 field equations to support his theory of relativity. Friedman proposed a closed universe where everything would finish as it started at one point as an open universe. That's where the universe would continue expanding for forever with no end. And that's kind of true because the universe, it never stops growing. It never stops expanding. It continually grows. Hubble measured the distance to the nearest nubile and showed that these systems were indeed other galaxies. That was where our galaxy came from. It's all proven. It's all there. Open your eyes. It's light. And Slipher discovered that almost all such nubies was receding from the Earth. Pause it.
There's a lot of evidence that goes in behind the Big Bang Theory. Some is the universal expansion, which came from Huble's law. There's the radioactive decay, the quasars, the formation in how the universe evolved, and then there's the speed of light and the distance between, okay. With the universal expansion based on Huble's law, it talks about how he observed the galaxies and how he looked at it and, could tell that they were slowly moving away from each other, which meant that our universe was expanding. And the further away, he came up with that the further away the galaxies moved out, the faster they were moving. He also came up with the redshift. Another piece of evidence is radiation. Okay, radiation, there's a noise radiation, which meant that everything spread out across space evenly. Like, everything went out in its own directions, but it was evenly spread out. And then there's the COBE satellite, which was sent out to observe what was being formed, and it confirmed this, the radiation theory, that everything was, being distributed out evenly and everything was out there. Also, the law of conservation of energy, which says that energy cannot be neither created or destroyed, and that just proved that over time the energy that we have will remain constant. The energy will not change. We're going to have this set energy, and that's going to be what we have. Last, the quasars. It's just based the solar system and the size of the solar system. It says that quasars were super large galactic cores that put out light. It sent out more light than the entire galaxy would send out. And it was found to be about 10 to 15 billion light years away, and it wasn't found nowhere else but in the solar system, and nothing past the quasars exists. That's it. And then, just one thing to remember, that everything began somewhere. There's a beginning to this, whether you want to believe that it is the Big Bang Theory, or whether you have different beliefs on how you feel, but it began somewhere. So